This piece right in my hand is the lightest and lowest density solid in the world. This is an aerogel. As its name suggests, it's a gel composed of 99.8% air. Looking like frozen smoke, it's only 1.74 grams. When I pick it up, I feel like I am holding a piece of the sky.
It's so light that even soap bubbles can lift it. Despite its weight, it can withstand extreme temperatures from negative 275 degrees Celsius to 650 degrees Celsius and provides a protection against heat unlike anything else on Earth. However, even with a small pressure applied by my finger, the aerogel shatters into thousands of pieces and turns to dust. But what's surprising is that if I take those aerogel dusts and apply it to any surface, like my body, it becomes 100% hydrophobic. It makes me completely waterproof. On top of that, this dust also forms new, non-brittle foam-like aerogel composites, which can be utilized in extreme applications requiring protection.
Aerogels can be in different shapes. Given that they are 99% air, can you guess the kind of sound would an aerogel make? It's like an empty can dropping onto a steel surface. Very metallic. Quite different from what most of you might expect.
I'm at the Solar Core facility in Oregon, and I'll be conducting experiments to test the aerogel's most incredible properties.
So aerogel is this really amazing material. It's the lowest thermal conductive solid in existence, or the best insulation in the universe. This is the same stuff NASA uses to insulate spacecraft, like the Mars rovers.
It's like nothing.
It's like nothing. It's the lightest solid in existence as well.
What is it made of?
It's just 99% air. In this case, that other 1% or so is amorphous silica.
Most of you may be seeing this material for the first time in this video. However, aerogel was introduced into our lives about 100 years ago as a result of a bet between two scientists. The bet was to replace all the liquid in silica gel with gas without destroying its form. After continuous exploration, Kistler finally solved this problem by using a process called supercritical drying.
And supercritical drying, you have to get the material to its critical point, which is really high heat and really high pressure. And you need to pull all that liquid out without collapsing the structure of the jello.
At the end of the drying process, what we have is only a three-dimensional porous framework of silica filled with air.
The pores are only a couple nanometers in thickness. To put that into perspective, the average pore size is around 1/10,000th the width of a human hair.
So you can think that I'm holding trapped air, where the molecules are stopped one by one in the pores and they're almost unable to transmit heat, sound, and light.
So you're seeing some water and aerogel.
You see how it's hydrophobic? Oh yeah.
Aerogel's insulation capabilities are not its only remarkable property. It also exhibits both hydrophilic and hydrophobic characteristics.
How is it possible?
To show you how hydrophobic aerogel is, I'm going to perform a simple yet impressive experiment.
Let's dip it. So this happens because it is hydrophobic, right?
That's correct.
Doesn't get wet.
Alright, moment of truth. Now we're going to sprinkle some aerogel powder on the water. Notice how the aerogel doesn't sink. It's literally floating on the surface, creating a barrier.
I'll put it in the water. It's in the water now.
Thanks to the aerogel's super hydrophobic properties, the match is still dry and lit.
Wow. It's amazing.
Even after stirring, the aerogel powder does not mix with water molecules.
Particles are not getting wet at all.
Trying to scoop up the water is completely useless, only the aerogel powder comes out with the spoon.
Look, the spoon is completely submerged, but it's completely dry. I'm going to put some particles on.
I wonder what would happen if I apply it to my whole body. Would I be waterproof?
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
These ball-shaped droplets are not actually touching my hand. There is a layer of aerogel powder between my skin and the water.
Looks amazing. Wow. Go with my entire hand. Wow. feels like magic.
Yeah, it really is.
But what we will see when I cover my whole body with these particles will blow our minds.
Since it's on my hand, these particles completely dry my hand out.
There we go.
Thank you.
Because it takes all the oil out of your skin.
We have these two setups. On one side, we have this mini gummy burger, which we will expose directly to the flames of this Bunsen burner. And on the other side, this mini gummy burger is protected by an aerogel. You see the intense heat here? Let's start. Right, I can see the changes over here. This one started melting and the bottom is already dissolving. There is no difference here. Oh my god, this one is half burned already. No action going on here. Yeah. As you see, this setup was much more effective in terms of protecting this hamburger, and this one is on smoke. You see the difference?
If this insulation is really that good, if you're using it to insulate spacecraft, why isn't it used to insulate everything here on Earth, right? From buildings to apparel. It turns out it has one major problem. If you poke it, and feel free to go ahead, it'll shatter into 1,000 little pieces.
With a little pressure, look how easily it turns into dust.
I love that. That's beautiful.
The challenge with aerogel since the beginning of time has been that this stuff is super brittle. And that's what we do at Oros Labs or Solar Core. How do you make it not brittle so that you could use it in whatever application?
So this is the solution you came up with?
That's correct. So this is a closed cell foam combined with aerogel.
Closed cell foams are made from silica substance with a structure consisting of tiny sealed air pockets. Before moving to the flamethrower test and test it on my entire body, we'll make one small trial with this foam.
If that falls, I have to take my hand immediately.
Yeah, I'm quick. You ready?
You can crank it up as much as you want. So, you're seeing the impact on it. So, it's very cold here. I can touch it as much as I want, but here, it's also cold. It doesn't keep heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this one is hot. It melted, look. Look at the shape of it. My shield is actually made of exactly the same blanket as this one. This is how thick it is. It is thinner than my finger. This is the flamethrower.
Yeah.
How big is the flame that's coming out of this weapon?
5 to 6 feet.
So the thickness of the shield is 1/4 of an inch. The framework looks a lot bigger, but if you see the shield itself, it's very, very thin. Can we push it to its limits?
We will test the aerogel shield by heating it to the maximum temperature that propane gas can reach.
You ready?
I'm ready. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. I can feel some heat from the side, but nothing from the center. Can you get closer to me?
That's as close as I want to get.
I can still touch it. Oh,
That's probably good.
yeah.
The average temperature of the flames was around 1,200 degrees Celsius. Before moving on to the most dangerous experiment yet, I have to show how aerogel blocks noise too.
We have a box here that we lined with a Solar Core aerogel foam. Let's put the speaker inside this box and see how aerogel foam works.
Okay, let's start.
All right.
So the reading is about 75.
Yeah.
Now it is around 95.
Yeah, it's about right.
Even without the music, there's still a lot of noise in this room.
Yes.
You can see that it is about 50 without the music. So we can say that it blocks 50% of the noise.
For those unfamiliar, liquid nitrogen is extremely cold at a temperature of about negative 196 degrees Celsius.
How safe do you think this is? What happens if I touch the liquid nitrogen without gloves?
It wouldn't be great if it came in contact with your skin. It would freeze your skin.
Then my hand will be shattered.
That's exactly right. We're going to hear a really loud noise at first, and so don't worry if there's a loud noise.
It's so cold that it can freeze almost anything on contact. Before using liquid nitrogen on myself with my aerogel insulated jacket, let's see what this liquid nitrogen can do to something that's not protected by aerogel for comparison. So this is the Leidenfrost effect. There's such a great temperature difference between liquid nitrogen and the floor that it literally can't get absorbed. Our next item on the list, a bunch of parsley, but this time, instead of submerging it, we'll directly spray liquid nitrogen on it.
Wow. So I'm going to dip this in.
Now, we're going to see what liquid nitrogen can do with a thicker and denser item.
Alright, let's drop this. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Before trying it out on me, I'm sending off a piece of chicken in liquid nitrogen for a few minutes to see what effect it might have on real meat and bone.
And we're going to see what happens to this chicken.
Wow. Where is the chicken? Where is the chicken? Even the bones are shattered. This could be so dangerous then.
That's pretty dangerous.
What I have witnessed is both mind-blowing and also worrying because now I'll be the next experimental subject. Now it's my turn. To withstand the intense cold of liquid nitrogen, behind me, Mike is ready to spray the liquid nitrogen directly at me.
Okay, you guys ready?
5,
Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, this is amazing. I don't feel it. Just on my pants because some droplets came to my pants, but that's alright. For my upper body, I don't feel anything.
Amazing. This product uses Solarcore foam, which is our proprietary product. It's the world's first flexible and durable aerogel composite. So it is a combination of the silica aerogel that we spent so much time playing with today and closed cell foam. So you get the amazing thermal performance of aerogel. That's why it works so well in the jacket. But you get the flexibility and the durability of closed cell foam. Because remember, that's why aerogel struggled so much in the past. It's been super brittle.
Yeah.
So we found a way and patented a way to make aerogel super flexible and super durable.
Yeah, and it's usable, applicable on our daily life.
That's exactly right.
We are near Trillium Lake. As you see, this ice is covering the entire lake. I'm going to apply particles of aerogel on my body, get in the water and stay dry.
So no health problems, right?
No.
Okay, feeling okay today?
Yeah.
You've obviously been in the water before, cold water.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And we have everything else set up just in case.
I have a bucket of powdered silica aerogel and I'm evenly covering my whole body with that. Let's see if it can keep me dry even underwater.
I'm completely
submerging my body now. I am dry. This is a miracle, guys. Particles are blocking the water coming onto my skin. Still nothing. Nothing. Look at my leg. It's in the water for quite some time. And it's dry. There are droplets on my leg. As it is out of my leg. I don't even feel cold. I don't even need that.
Aerogel that we use today is 100% silica aerogel, which is one of the most prevalent minerals in the Earth's crust. We're getting out any remaining aerogel particles just to make sure that there's nothing disturbing the ecosystem.
The water was kind of dark and muddy. That's why we couldn't see how my body looked underwater. I will get inside a pool now and you'll see how it actually looks underwater. Aerogel particles cause a thin gray layer because they trapped tiny air bubbles on my body. These air bubbles reflect skylight, giving my skin a shiny, silvery appearance. You can notice some of these air bubbles coming off my legs and rise to the water surface. Air on my skin makes me feel lighter in the water.
Completely dry. How is that possible?
Let's try it again.
It's raining heavily now, but I don't get wet.
Yeah.
I might be the only person caught in the rain completely covered in hydrophobic aerogel particles.
If you look at it carefully, there are rain droplets on the surface of the pool water. That means rainwater and the pool water never meet. There is a layer of aerogel between pool and the rainwater. I'm just gonna apply this aerogel on it. I feel like it's getting wet. No way. Inside there is water, but outside it's completely dry.
What the heck?
It's like I'm holding a bottle of water. The aerogel powder that I applied onto my body was hydrophobic, but this one is hydrophilic. Watch what happens when I drop water on this aerogel. It's completely unusable. The damage is impossible to be undone. The feeling of the texture is a lot different. Think of this like a small sponge. It can absorb 25 times of its weight.
As this type of aerogel can absorb moisture from the air, they are used in museums to protect artifacts or to safely store medicines without exposing them to humidity. Last but not least, aerogel's nanopores are even way smaller than the visible light. The visible light ranges from 380 nanometers to 750 nanometers, while the aerogel's pores are only between 20 to 40 nanometers wide.
Shorter wavelength particles, blues, purples, UV light, get scattered when they hit aerogel, and that's what causes aerogel to look blue. Same reason the sky looks blue, is called Rayleigh scattering.
When we expose an aerogel to ultraviolet light, which has the shortest wavelengths, it scatters the light better, making the aerogel appear opaque. Now when we switch to infrared light, which has the longest wavelengths of all, it passes right through the aerogel, making it appear completely transparent. Let's see what happens when we expose aerogel directly to daylight. It's yellow. When I hold it up to the sky, it looks yellow because it allows longer wavelengths of sunlight, such as yellow and red, to pass through more easily, especially in bright sunlight. This phenomenon is similar to the way the sky appears blue during the day and changes color at sunrise and sunset. I would like to thank the Solar Core team for allowing us to film this documentary. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more documentaries like this. Ruhi Chenet was here.